Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US tech stocks. I want to do the indices in a separate video. So I also want to talk about two particular patterns that are happening in the markets, so you can apply them to maybe stocks that you're looking at. So first of all, there's markets that have come down quite deeply, like Apple here. So these markets, as I think I mentioned this yesterday, that have come down quite deeply, they're going to have some type of ABC correction, and then they're going to go down again quite deeply again in this, and then they'll come up. Now these stocks that have come down deeply to start with, they're the ones that are leading the market. Now there's other stocks that have got a top in place, like Apple, but they've only come down a little way. All right, so what they need to do, they don't have this particular top in play here yet, this one. So what they will be doing is they will move up and make a new high while this is rallying to the upside, these deeper ones. And once they do have a new high in place, then they will begin their journey to the downside. Because they're following stocks, as these comes down, these will come down quite quickly, and then they'll pretty much turn together and come up at that point. So they're the two patterns. So that's what we'll be looking at today. Now there's some patterns like Netflix, which is kind of in the middle of both of these, so I'll just need to be a little bit careful with that one, but generally that's the gist of it. So this particular market here, we've been looking at the low in here, 1 2 3 4, so we're looking for well, basically we'll have a closer look at this: 5 waves up, and then a B wave, and then a C wave here. They could go a bit higher, could go a bit lower, we'll see how that plays out, but then come down at that point. Okay, so that's because we've got that impulse wave here. Now, we will also need to tie the indices into this. Now, there's some indices that are quite strong and some that are quite weak, like the Russell and so on. Yeah, so anyway, that's that. Let's just go in and to the 100 ticks in here, because we've got trades on in some of these markets. So this one here, we were looking at, we counted 5 waves up here, so we could go long here, and we wanted to get out at 180, so we're going to get out at 180. Maybe you got out, maybe you haven't, doesn't really matter. You're still pretty safe here for a while. There still needs to be 4 5 to finish off for the A wave. Then there'll be a B wave here. This is 180, and this is what the numbers this is what this will be all about here, and this is the swing range in this space here. So you would, if you wanted to hold long, or you're in the market and you don't know what to do, you'd have to at least, be prepared to hold it in that space. Okay, if you wanted to climb higher at that point. So we still need the B wave, and we still need, well, anyway, this will be over here somewhere. What do we need over there? Wave C over there. We don't need all these other things, but I'll just keep these little fellas. Those guys can clock off. So yeah, that's that, and that's that trade. We figured it would go higher. We talked about that, but yeah. So anyway, that's Apple. And this is Amazon here. So with Amazon, it hasn't come down that much. So this is a daily chart. So we're looking for this to move up. Now, I could easily be wrong. It may not, it probably won't go that high as well here. So we'll need to tighten this up in here, and then we'll get a deeper corrective move in this space for heading higher at that point. So yeah, that's about it. Can this turn into the Apple one? Possibly, but the thing is I don't see 5 waves here, you know. It looks, you can just see that it's got sort of three legs in it, you know. So that's where we're playing this one. And yeah, so where were we on this? Maybe we'll just go to 100 ticks, I think. So yeah, so we're looking down as an, let's just get a bit more data in here. So looking down as 3, an A and a B and a C for this wave 4 here. So we want it to move to the upside here further. I should really relabel these. I'm such a lazy sod sometimes. Anyway, I can do that in my own time. I don't need to bore you to death about that. But now yesterday we talked about a few things around here. I just want to correct a few things. So we'll probably move to this one and this one. Well, we'll need to. So first of all, we had wave 1 sitting on this spike here, and I should have known better. And that created another little move down. But so that needs to go here now. And this is an A and a B and a C here. It shows up on TradingView a little bit better rather than this tick chart here. So that means I need to remove these ones here, put this blue one over here, that type of thing. So I'll just pull these out the way here for a moment, and we can look at wave 3 moving up, and 4 and 5 here for this. So we talked about going long here, and maybe, you know, maybe you got, you know, I think we started from there and then we was looking for the first high here. So maybe you're not even long here, but I did want to talk about this because, and maybe you went long just over here on this one here, little classic trading level, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and went long here. So maybe you've done that. But I just wanted to talk about it a little bit because, I mean, hindsight's, I think, quite good. So there's always room for improvement, as my wife keeps telling me, you know. So there's the same with the markets here as well. If, you know, if you were looking at this moving up here, maybe, you know, maybe you could have been counting sort of an impulse wave up here, and, you know, all these trends are about the same size here, aren't they, so to speak, you know. So there's a bit of equality between them all. So maybe you would have thought that, well, maybe we're coming down here for the I won't go in here because I can count 5 waves up and I'll be getting in the 5th wave over here. So maybe that's not the high here. So then you look at this here and you think, oh, should I go on top of that little B wave here? And then you think to yourself, well, it does look like a little 5 waves here. So maybe this will pop up a little bit higher here, hit supply and come down to here and then move up from there. You know, but what about if I miss out, if I wait for that high, you know, and should I buy back in the box and those sorts of things, you know? Is that going to be the case here? So what I normally do in this case, if I was just intraday trading, I just split the bet up into 4 pieces or to 3 pieces, and then the trick is really to, if you can see that this is, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for an A wave, and some, not worry about the spike too much, but the B wave in here and the C wave here. If you keep your stop under here, there's not a lot that you can do to go wrong at that point. You'll make mistakes if you put the stop further up, you know, get too close to the market out of fear. And fear really just comes from because you've got too much money in the market, and it's a real mistake, that, because you need to learn to play the game and not worry about the money, you know, like kids do on their gaming, you know. Mind you, that's all changing, isn't it? So, but yeah, you know what I mean. So play the game. Anyway, yada yada yada. We should be pushing up here further. So let's just say that we've got triggered in long over here somewhere. We'll just keep the stop here, and we don't want to move the stop here. And this level here is the 35. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8. And the thing is we could say we can only bring the stop up when the number 5 over here has got the tested support, is support. And is it support at the moment? Well, yes and no, but it's, you know, it was resistance here and it's popped its head up here. Now it's coming back to check you know. So it's not finished. It may not be finished, you know, so we don't know that just yet, you know. I mean, it looks like it needs to have a little ABC, but it might just go straight up, you know. Anything's kind of plausible. So yeah, once this high is taken out here, right, if that moves up there and takes that high out, because you can see we've got 5 waves here, then we can move the stop up under the level here. But to move it up prematurely, yeah, well, that just gets you into trouble, doesn't it? So that's that. And NVIDIA is one that didn't pull back a lot, but I mean, it pulled back a fair bit, don't get me wrong. But this is one that needs to finish off here. You can see that we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll get to 5 up here, and 5 is the second strongest number, so it's going to hit. It's going to hit this. It could be short of the 500. It could be on the 500. It could be above the 500, but you can be assured that somewhere around the 500 here, this number's going to grab everybody's attention, you know, that's in the market. And then this will be one like Apple's pullback. Then this will, you know, this will pull back and can come quite deeply as well. We'll just have to see how the cookie crumbles and count the structure. I mean, that's the 61.8%, but you know, maybe I can lift it up. Maybe I could put this as another 4th wave, a larger 4th wave over here or something. I don't know. There's a couple of different ways to count some of these trends up, you know. Meta was a prime example of that. So there are different ways to look at it, but that will be a brick wall, that 500, and the market will be held at that point. I think that I don't know where we are here. Let's go to, we're on 100. So we've got a few trades in here as well. So yeah, so this has been a sort of one of the better, not want to say better, but basically you know, we had 5 waves here, so we could go long over here and all of that sort of stuff. We understood this was corrective at this point. So we need to talk about this. I've got this as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, but that might be a mistake, and we may need to put that as wave 3 there. So that would end up as this, like this here. Just coming into 500 and finishing off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, you know. So yeah, we won't get too excited about this particular market going that much higher. So yeah, so this wave 1 can be wave 3 here. So it doesn't really matter. We're going to take our money off the table at this point. Okay, now I won't bore it to death. I have moved the stop up from here to here because we're in group 2. It's, you know, it's come down into the 5, but now it's climbed back up into group 2 here. So that's a nice support in in group 2. We talked about going long. I had a little tiny bit. We had a part position in here. A part position could be 50%. It could be a third. It could be 20%, could be whatever you wanted it to be, but a much smaller one. But it did get us stopped out. So that was, anyway, we had a plan, we stuck to it, and that was that. So you should be long in here somewhere. There's a little classic trading levels pattern here. I'm just going to leave the stop where it is, and this is where we're heading to up here. So all is well for NVIDIA at this point in structure. So Meta Platforms has got the same sort of move down as the Nasdaq and Apple to a point. There's different ways to count all of this there's different ways to count all of this, but yeah, I think we're going to put it into the Apple basket. We'll call it the Apple basket. But yeah, there's let me just go to the daily charts, check what I've got there. The other option's the wave 4, you know, this wave 4 here, which is just as valid. But to me, will it have time enough to make a new high? That's the problem here, you know. That's the question. So we've got 2 counts here, but either way, I think we'll be coming, there'll be the A, the B, and the C here. We can get 5 waves out of this without too much problems. Let me just tidy this up a little bit. So yeah, I mean, this could be wave 1 up here, or not that wave 1, but this wave 1. So we'll just see. So we're just going to play it out here, and yeah, so basically we're just looking for, it's starting to shy off that big number there now anyway, so it'll be something like this. We'll just keep an eye on the intraday. I mean, that, and if that's wave 2, that will come down, that will come down, much further. It'll be down, the other one will be down here, so. So we'll see. Anyway, we'll be looking for short trades in this leg here, but we'll also be mindful that, if we've made a mistake, that we're going up here further. So we'll just see. We've got have we got positions in here? Yeah, we talked about it, didn't we? So yeah, so we're just going to take profit at the 300 or even before that. That should be okay. This is just correcting. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, a little bit dodgy in here, but the rest of it's there. So either 1 or A here for this, and B. So yeah, look, we'll just get out at the 300, and because I think this was only a part trade as well, by the way. I think I had to clean some things up and I deleted it, but the stop can go under the B wave here. So you can bring that stop up under the B wave, and just take the money off the table. If I'll look at the structure when we're up here, if this is all just going to be the A wave up here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here, then a correction here, and then up again, then we'll do some, we'll do some fancy footwork and do a trade or two. But I just need to see what it looks like at that point. So don't worry about it too much. Just get out at 298. And because the orders will start building up at 295 and then 298. And so this is Microsoft. This is another one that we could look at, like Facebook. We could look at it as a wave 3 with an A and a B and a C. I'll see how far it pulls back, or we'll have to look at it as wave 1 up here, which well, that's my wave 4 count, which is fine. This one here, because it's got the same thing as Apple going on, and it's pretty clear what's going on with Apple. We got 5 waves down. So when you think about it, we'll have some sort of B wave coming in, and then we'll have a C wave coming down of the same length, So that's not going to be a wave 4 at that point. You know what I mean? So, so that's quite deep at that stage, So that said, let me just check on, I don't know what charts I've updated in all of this. Okay, well, yeah, so I've got it the same as Apple, so an ABC to the upside. Are we long in this? I can't remember. Let's just have a little look on this. Did we talk about it here? What's that? Maybe we talked about it, I can't recall. Oh, we must have done, because yeah, we're going to take profit at 330 here. So we've got wave, could probably, I'd have to double check that. I could probably put this wave 1. This just doesn't look right there, it looks better over here. And then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no, that's got to be there. 2. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just for the 3rd wave. So I think that's just the 3rd wave here too. This will be some sort of 4th that's going to sort of bore you to death, maybe. But anyway, we want to take profit on that at that 330, because it's the top of group 1. Because what will happen here is that it'll eventually go up here, and then it's going to have some sort of, it's going to give you a headache basically at that point, because you're going to be in profit, out of profit. You're going to be turning red and green until you're red in the face. So better to take the money at the number. And sure, you could have done better. but it could have done worse as well, but just be content with what you have. So this is a bit like Amazon in a way, that and a few others that we understood that this is a corrective pattern. It's got overlapping wave structures, but this is one that can that could finish very soon. I could take it higher. I could do a few things here. I've got this as all of wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we'll go up for 5, and that could be the end of it. We'll probably end up with something like that and then like that, because I would probably end up needing to put this as wave 1 over here, and then this would be 1 and 2. This would be 1, 2. Yeah, maybe we could tie that all into there as well. Anyway, we've got to find a way to get out here. So first of all, we can bring our stop up. Let's just bring that up into here, because I don't want to take it any closer, because we don't have number 3 here, the top of group 1, as support. If we had it as tested support, then I could bring it up further, but bringing it up anywhere before that would just get you into trouble, you know. So this could come down a bit further. So we'll probably end up a little bit higher. I mean, after 3 is 5. But when you're playing so close to the market, the 34 is important as well as a golden mean based on price, because it's, you know, 21, 34, 55, a Fibonacci number, and it's the old high here too. So yeah, so where are we going to put this? How greedy are we going to be? Well, what we could do is take, because we should still be traveling to the upside. If we took a nice chunk at 34, or just, it doesn't have to be at 34, better off at 98 or some other little price point below that, because sometimes they just get shy of things, you know. Definitely check what that is there. That we want to be below that. See, that's 33.76, so we really want to be below that. I mean, it shouldn't be a problem, because the rest of the market needs to push up, but that high will, you know, traders will be looking at it, and then the rest of it you can take out at, we'll see if we can get it out at 135. We'll see how that plays out at that point. Anyway, just splitting hairs a little bit here. That's just going to have to be 5 at that point. Okay, so Netflix is kind of in the middle between a rock and a hard place. So I could look at it as wave 3 here and wave 4 here, and then going up for wave 5. That's possible, and then all of this would be wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other side to this is that I could look at this as an A wave here, and then I could look at this as an A and a B and a C wave to here, and then come down. There's also that, but it's more likely in line with the other markets of having this as an A wave, an ABC for the B wave, and down for the C wave, which will take us down probably deeper. So yesterday we talked about not trading this because I didn't quite understand the big account. I knew it was going to go up. I said it was going to go up, so I didn't have a problem with that, because I could see the rest of them, because I just tie them in with the rest of the market. You know, they're all they're pretty much all like sheep. You know, it's only when the shepherd comes, which is the newsman, and giving us certain porky pies about things, so that shift things around a bit. So this particular structure to the upside here, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 here, so it'll probably be 4, 5. So we'll get up here. It's just not worth trading this, put it that way. You know what I mean? There's a beginning to a trend, a middle of a trend, and an end of a trend, and you'll be getting in at the end. So don't let FOMO dictate what you need to do. So look, we could look at this one over here just in case it goes up here further, but what's going to take it up there? I just don't know what's going to. Google's going to be sort of, Alphabet's going to be topping out a bit. Could be Amazon, but I need to be careful about that one as well. Where will Apple be? Yeah, I think this is about it. I think this is pretty much, this feels about right. Even, I mean, to me the count matters, but it also doesn't matter as well, because I can see what the general market's going to do, and going up here like something like this is what it's going to do. So we could probably do the short trade. We could probably trade long up here, get a little chunk of it anyway, from maybe 30 to 50 or something, but that would be about it at that point. The other real trade's going to come in over here, but this is, you know, this A wave here, look how long that took, you know. So this C wave could be really laborious over here, you know. Okay, so just moving along a little bit. Tesla, so yeah. So we've got to put this in the Apple basket as well, okay? So this will be some sort of A wave, B wave, and C wave here. I'll probably have to lift it up a degree of structure or do something, but it doesn't really matter again as well. It's where it is. So basically, we've counted 5 waves off the low here, and we've watched it pull back. So we could look at this as an A wave and a B wave and a C wave up here, 5 waves up, and be finished with it. Otherwise, we'll look at it as 1 and 2. As 1 and 2 here, 3, 4, 5 for the A wave, then a B wave, and then a C wave up here. So yeah, all of them will be rallying. You just have to be a little bit careful of where you are in all of this. I mean, it does look quite nice as a 1 and 2 and a whole 3rd wave here and a 4th wave here, but we do have 5 waves up here, so we're going to be following this pathway up here. We can look to short this as well. I can get 5 waves out of here. It's not a drama. So there's 5 waves here, 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, I know that's overlapping. I can hear. So yeah. Talked about being long here too, obviously, because I got that take profit there, but I must have deleted it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, this is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, you know that. And we've been looking at it as an A wave and a B wave and a C wave to be conservative. But like the other markets, it's probably 1 and 2 here. And all of this here will probably be... I looked on some other markets. It looks a little bit spiky here, and I normally wouldn't do it, but I did look at it on another platform, and it fits in quite nicely as an ABC pattern there. So just looking at this, looks like 1, 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So probably something like this. To the upside. I don't know where we went long in here. I really can't. It's probably sort of looking on here somewhere, or I don't know if it was down here. I don't know. Can't remember. But anyway, that's the number that we're looking for. We could probably go a bit higher than that, but we'll just check it tomorrow. It doesn't really. It's not a biggie. Just the market's going up, so you can just sort of stay with that. Yeah. Alrighty, I think that's everything on those big tech stocks anyway. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.